So we will be reading Pandas, an Endangered Species text. Did you know that pandas are the most critically endangered species on our planet? In the early 20th century, pandas were quite popular because of their unique appearance. People hunted pandas for their soft fur and their hides. Some big game hunters even hunted pandas to bring home as trophies. Before the 1930s, few people outside of China had ever seen a panda. When hunters like Theodore Roosevelt brought back pandas from their trips, people began to become interested in capturing live pandas. Some wealthy game hunters captured baby pandas, sometimes by cruel means, and brought them back to the United States and other countries. People wanted to see these unusual and lovable bears. Between 1936 and 1946, 14 baby pandas had been captured and taken to zoos. The Chinese government wanted to protect pandas, so the Chinese government banned the hunting and capture of pandas. Although the laws helped somewhat, poachers continued to hunt pandas illegally. Although these laws protected pandas somewhat from hunters, they did not protect pandas from other threats. At one time, pandas lived all over southern and eastern China, Vietnam, and Burma. However, today, pandas only live in a few mountainous areas in China. This shift came about when the population of China rapidly increased and people began to move into the lands that had been inhabited by pandas. With this influx of humans, not only was the pandas' natural habitat destroyed, but their major food supply, bamboo, was also being destroyed. The forests where the bamboo once grew were being cut down by logging companies, and the lowlands were being used for farming. Basically, humans forced pandas out of their homes and away from their food supply. For several years, the Chinese government has been attempting to preserve land for the panda. They have 32 reserves set aside for these unique creatures. The problem is that the reserves need to be connected so the pandas can move from one area to another. The life cycle of bamboo is such that it dies off every 20 years. When this happens, pandas need to be able to migrate to other areas where the bamboo is plentiful. To compound bamboo's life cycle issue, pandas have to eat massive amounts every day to survive because bamboo does not have much nutritional value. Some sources say that pandas eat 14 hours each day. Unlike other kinds of bears that store fat and do not hibernate. Because they have to eat so much to survive, they look for food and eat constantly. And I think I skipped a line. And hibernate during the winter. Pandas do not store fat and do not hibernate. Because they have to eat so much to survive, they look for food and eat constantly. Go back and reread when things don't make sense, folks. Another reason pandas are scarce is because they do not reproduce rapidly like other animals do. Female bears only have the opportunity to get pregnant once a year. In addition, females only give birth to 1 or 2 cubs at a time. The babies are tiny when they are born. They only weigh from 4 to 8 ounces and are only 6 to 8 inches long. That's the size of a stick of butter. They are born with no hair and are blind. At 5 to 7 weeks old, they open their eyes and begin to have the black and white markings of adult pandas. However, baby pandas cannot even stand up until they are about 4 months old. They are very dependent on their mothers to care for them. To ensure that pandas do not become extinct, pandas are brought to reserves where veterinarians watch them closely. In addition, many attempts were made to breed pandas in captivity. After many failed attempts, more panda cubs are born in captivity today. Veterinarians at the China Research and Conservation Center are continuing to make efforts to establish new and protected places for pandas to live. Researchers from China, the United States, and other countries continue to work together to learn about these unique animals. Cooperative, caring efforts to save this species are essential if pandas are to thrive in the future.